big rivalry week, your first time in Knoxville as a starter?
I feel pretty confident. We have a lot of guys in the locker room that acknowledge the rivalry, acknowledge, what it takes to win, acknowledge, all the hard work that needs to be done during the week so that we can put our best foot forward when it comes to this Saturday. Definitely a great week to be prepared, understand our assignment, and just have a lot of fun, because this is going to be a lot of fun, playing in games like this, especially for all of us. So it's all about locking in today and being our best version of ourselves.
Have you seen anything on tape, reviewing Tennessee's defense? And is there any sense of urgency this week being on the road, especially with the last 2 weeks at home, with South Carolina, they clawing their way back in, and then just, the week before Vanderbilt and that whole situation. So is there, any sense of urgency and, just some things you saw on tape?
Yeah, Tennessee's a great football team, especially on my end, because I play offense. The defense is really, really talented. They have a lot of guys that play physical. Their box is really good. Their defensive line adds a lot of pressure on the quarterback when it comes to the run game and passing game. So it's going to be big for us to communicate effectively, acknowledge, where they are trying to stunt, where they're trying to twist, where their pressure's coming from. So we have to prepare as much as possible and, understand, what they're going to try to give us as far as fits as a group. And so it's just all about preparation. And I think we're doing a really good job just attacking it day by day, just trying to be the best version of ourselves. Because, when it comes to Saturday, that's the time for us to play free. Right now it's for us to build together, acknowledge, where we need to be at when it comes to Saturday. But I trust in the guys. We're a really good group that's constantly just trying to get better, constantly just communicating effectively. And then especially, it's going to be important for us to communicate. That's the biggest thing when you go on the road is the communication aspect of it. That's number one. And so, but it starts with practice, and so I'm definitely confident in that.
When you're in the pocket and the pocket starts to break down, it's hard for any quarterback to stand there knowing you're going to take a shot and deliver from the pocket. Has that been part of your growth and maturation?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question and statement because, especially when you're playing against tough defenses, of course, you don't want to get hit, but that's the part of the game. It's something where you have to lock in your read, have great eye discipline, understand the concept because, up front, they're doing a really good job holding their block. But the more the quarterback holds the ball, that's when the pocket closes. So it's all about playing on time, keying the reads and stuff like that. So as much as I can do that, as much as possible, each and every rep that I have, that helps the offensive line out. And so, especially just playing on time, always trusting my eyes. And then, just putting it in our playmakers' hands as much as possible. But, I do definitely got to acknowledge, the pass rush when it comes to holding the ball at the quarterback position. You just got to get the ball out so that we're on the same page and so that we can move the ball effectively.
The Tennessee and Auburn games are obviously the two big rivalries for Alabama fans. From the players' perspective, what's the difference between those two rivalries?
Yeah. So being a part of, Alabama and being here for now 4 years, I definitely acknowledge the rivalry, especially, what all goes into it. And so for us as players, it's a lot of fun to be a part of, especially Auburn, Tennessee, no matter who we're playing against. It's always great, and it's definitely a lot of emotion poured into it. Environment-wise, it's always great. And so as players, man, when you go into college, that's something you look forward to. It's just great environments, playing in big games like this. And so it's just all about just locking in and just appreciating the moment, and appreciating, being in a situation where, this is where we're allowed to be our best us through preparation. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. And, now being a part of each of the rival with Auburn and Tennessee, they're definitely great to be a part of.
What do you remember about Knoxville 2 years ago, if anything about that atmosphere and what it was like in the stadium?
What I remember about Knoxville is that, communication number one. When it comes to being effective in the game, controlling your controllables is definitely important when it comes to staying ahead of the sticks, and also just controlling the game through your preparation. I think that's so important because, although it's going to be a lot of, it's going to be hectic, as far as the crowd, they want to be involved in the game. It's all about the preparation aspect of it so that you just reflect on your level of training and not rise to the occasion. So I think that's going to be important for us to move forward throughout the whole game is through our preparation and how we just key into our reads and key in through our communication and then also just taking the feedback from our coaches throughout the game.
when you're more involved in the running game, like you were against Georgia, like you were against South Carolina, does your body feel that on Sunday morning?
No, definitely. When you for me, a quarterback, and as a ball carrier, all I want to do is put my best foot forward for our team, and just have ball dominance. Play with great detail, and it comes with it. It comes with it. When being a ball carrier, no matter if you're a receiver, quarterback, running back, tight end, you definitely gonna get some hits. It's all a part of the game. But I definitely got credit to Coach Ballou, because Coach Ballou takes care of us, ensuring that we are taken care of in the weight room, so that when it comes to playing a physical game, you're good.
Is it hard? You've been through one full season as a starter. Is it tougher physically in November?
Oh yeah, no.
September?
Oh yeah, that's 100%. That's 100%. When you playing against, I truly say that playing in the SEC, you get the best look from everybody when it comes to defensively, and so that it's just all about taking care of your body, because it's a part of the game to get hit and stuff like that. So it's all about taking care of your body, like you said. Like on Sundays, it's so important, and just maximizing every opportunity we have with our training staff, because they're gonna take care of us.
Jalen, do you and Bryce have any conversations ever, and if so, what are they about? What are they?
No, absolutely. That's my guy. We started off as teammates, but now we just have a lifelong relationship, and we can communicate whenever we can. But for me, on my end and his end, it's all about the support system. It's all about support, and that's what we're both big on, is our support system, and just guiding each other along the way. Because when it comes through a process, it comes with the people that are there for you, and I think that's the best thing that I've had throughout my journey, is having the right people around me, and he's definitely one of them. And I'm the same way for him, just supporting him as much as possible.
You don't talk about how to play or anything.
Oh no. We try to stay away from football, because of course throughout the week it's so much football. So when we communicate, just what we got going on, just checking in with them.
You talked a little bit earlier about your growth and maturity and what helps with that. When you talk about challenging games like this weekend, whether it's the environment or who you're playing against, how do those things help you with that?
I think what allows someone to be confident is their preparation. And throughout a game, throughout a season, you grow in knowledge through reps and seeing something over and over again. And so now, being a second-year starter, there's so much that I've seen when it comes to playing the position, and then always trying to seek knowledge when it comes from my coaching staff, my teammates, and just understanding, what it takes to be successful. And it just comes from a growth mindset, just always just trying to learn as much as possible. I truly believe that you learn more from your failures than you do your wins, and so I acknowledge that, and I can definitely credit that to my progress as a quarterback. It's just always just constantly trying to grow and acknowledging that I'm not a finished product.
Were you aware of the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry growing up in Texas, or was that kind of just off your radar?
So I'm familiar with the OU-Texas rivalry personally, growing up in Texas. But, once I got to college, of course, I have a first-hand experience of being around the rivalry and acknowledge what all goes into it and the rich history behind it and stuff like that. So I can definitely say throughout my 4 years, I learned more and more about the rivalry.
You got to experience that game in Knoxville on the bench. What is it going to be like playing in front of that crowd, and how have you kind of thought about kind of going out there and dealing with that?
No, absolutely. I definitely played on the road before. I know what's required to be successful on the road and what needs to be taking place at the quarterback position so that our offense can be our best us. And then, now, don't going in Knoxville is going to be so important through the communication. Communication, number one, keying into our reads, have great eye discipline, understanding our assignment on each and every play, locking in on to the details, and not letting external factors control our controllables. And so when we factor that in through our preparation, that's going to allow us to grow throughout the whole game. And that's something we're going to try to do, just continue to have our foot on the gas, acknowledge what we need to do throughout the game, and just communicate the best way possible.